Hey y'all, it's Erin with Twirling down Main Street. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe. And if you're not new, then welcome back. Today I'm at Universal Studios, and Universal has invited me out for a content creator day. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what we're going to be doing. I don't even know if I'm going to get to video that much. They said we're going to get to see some behind the scenes stuff, and we're going to get lunch. And I don't know, it's supposed to be all day though, so I have no idea what we're doing, but I'm really excited. You might recognize her from some of my videos, and she got to come along as well. So it's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be super hot today. It's supposed to feel like 100, I think. You can get up to 93, yeah, I think. Yeah, so it's gonna be great. To start out, we're gonna get to see a tech rehearsal of the Born Stuntacular, and then get to watch the Born Stuntacular. I won't be able to film in there, but I will get to film other things today, but there'll be some behind the scenes things that I can't film, but hopefully I'll get to tell you all about them. But I'm very excited because the Born Stuntacular is awesome. We got to see a tech rehearsal of the Born Stuntacular, which is really cool. It was really neat to see what all is actually done during the show and what's actually pre-recorded. Not a lot is pre-recorded as far as video goes. So when you're seeing video feed during the show, that's actual people that are backstage. So that's really cool to see that. We also got to go downstairs and see all the lifts and all of the technology. And oh my gosh, y'all, it's so much that goes to make this show. It's awesome. If you haven't seen the show before, I really recommend watching it because it is so cool, and just technologically, it's awesome what all they can do. And then the stunts are awesome too when you get to see it with people. So now we're about to go and get to watch it with people, because the tech rehearsal didn't have people, it was just to get all of the moving parts working. So we watched the Born Stuntacular. This was Caitlin's first time seeing it. What'd you think?
It was great. I was really impressed with it, especially since we got to see that, backstage and then absolutely watching it. I love the Born series. I know Erin hasn't seen them, but they're really good playing to like that actual character of the Born, and then the stunt actors were just amazing. So I know it took a lot of hard work for it.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. Now we are just walking around until lunch. We have a VIP tour guide that's showing us some cool facts about the park, so I'm going to show y'all some of that.
Bob Galt is the Universal executive. He was COO of the park, Universal Studios, when it opened, in charge of a lot of building and design. So Bob Galt gets one. Max Factor is the name of a makeup studio, but Max Factor is also an actual person who founded a makeup company, and gets credit for being in our park because Max Factor himself worked with a makeup artist named Jack Pierce to create the makeup for the original Frankenstein's monster. And to this day, Max Factor's the company still holds the patent on Frankenstein Green. Robert L. Ward was the original creative designer slash architect engineer that designed a lot of the park. His name's actually hidden on a few different facades throughout the park if you know to look for it. These two, interestingly, are not on the actual Hollywood Walk of Fame. Walter Lantz and Woody Woodpecker. Woody Woodpecker, kind of the official mascot of Universal Studios. Walter Lantz, the creator of Woody Woodpecker. Your one down here on the end of the sidewalk. Tom Williams was the original CEO of Universal Studios when it opened. Still with the company over 30 years. He's now the ultimate head honcho of all Universal parks and resorts around the world. So the top boss, before you get to anyone at Comcast, is still Tom Williams.
Now we are in the Tonight Show building, which is where Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon Race Through New York happens. Oh, there's hashtag the panda.
Come on here.
Yeah, he was very nice. First day he showed up here, the first time they came.
Oh, wow.
It's the VIP executive use balcony on the outside of Race to New York. Check it out.
Cool. This is so cool. We're on the second floor. Like there's people down there. Rip Ride Rocket right here. So this is the side of that building that we were just at.
The proper television of each era, so you can see what it would have been like to watch each host on that proper television. But another thing that you may not know is that a lot of the footage that they're showing from each host is either from their very first show or from their very last show. Most of the stuff in the display cases is actually donated from the estates and families of these hosts. So that is a lot of Johnny Carson stuff. Now, to be completely transparent, we did get one of Johnny Carson's actual suits. That's not it. We replicated it because we didn't want to put Johnny Carson's actual suit inside a theme park. Johnny Carson was known, for instance, for throwing pencils at the camera. What you may not have known is Johnny Carson's pencils that were double eraser side. There was no pointy end, so that way if you got hit by one, it was just an eraser. When we were building this park, it was actually built the exact same way you would build a Hollywood backlot studio. Just like if you went to Universal out in Los Angeles, you had to tour their backlots, you actually get to see a lot of the movie sets. These are our movie sets you get to walk around in. And when you're building big movie sets like this, one thing you definitely want to keep in mind is you got to stick to your budget. You got to do it as cheaply as possible. So as much as these buildings look like they're all really cool and great architecture, a lot of them are just block buildings that we put, for real, a very thick styrofoam on the front of, carve out that foam into the nice shapes you want, put some plaster over it, and then paint them up. So if you ever went out of your way to walk over here, this is just foam. Like all the buildings, all the way down the street. So kind of a fun little way to cheat your budget and look really good. Movies throughout the years, of course, the most obvious one is Genco Imports, a reference to The Godfather, that if you weren't following it, really throws in your face by actually having an M. Corleone written on the window over there. But there are quite a few. Just down Delancey Street over here is Adrian's, spelled wrong, Adrian's Pet Shop. In the movie Rocky, Adrian doesn't actually own a pet shop, but she works in one, and so it's just kind of getting your mind going in that direction.
We are going in Men in Black now.
Here at Men in Black.
This is what's called the immigration tour, and you get to come up here and explore the immigration floor. So the line's up there, and this is the floor. Agent D. Autobahn status affirmed by Nest.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
No, not really.
Oh yeah, this one has Optimus Prime.
In addition to the important safety guidelines in effect for our
This is so
we
cool.
have also implemented
From the pilot of the Titanium 37 Lexicon solar craft, please report to the landing.
It made noises. I know. We also learned some tricks for Men in Black and how to get a high score. And I'm not going to tell y'all those. I might later. But right now I'm not. But because if any of my friends see this, I don't want them to be able to beat me on this ride.
You beat me.
Oh, I did beat Caitlin by like, not that much. 30,000, not that much. So we actually competed against the other people that are on this tour. There were, I think, 10 of us, so 5 and 5. And our car won, so that was pretty exciting. So that's really cool. I might make another video later, but I don't want my friends to know this if they're gonna come visit me, because I want to be able to beat them on this ride. Now we are in the London waterfront. I think we might be about to be heading into Diagon Alley. I'm not totally sure.
As described in the books written about the Wizarding World, between the Muggle Record Shop and the Muggle Bookshop is an entrance to a place called the Leaky Cauldron. Right over there. But even if you know that that might be the way you would, as a Witcher Wizard, find your way into the hidden shopping community of Diagon Alley, the Ministry of Magic has opened up a little bit bigger spot and a bigger brick wall over here next to Leicester Square Station, so that the thousands of us looking every day to visit Diagon Alley can get in easily without having to all cut through the pub over there run by Mr. Tom's.
It's honestly not that crowded today. So many little details here in the Wizarding World. You could spend hours looking at every window and every one of them. But I do love to show off personally my favorite one, and that is talking about the Leaky Cauldron Pub, which, if you don't know, gets its name from the fact that there's actually a big cauldron inside that's cracked and it leaks on the floor. That's why it's called the Leaky Cauldron.
But outside of Leaky Cauldron, there is a sign for the Leaky Cauldron that has a cauldron that is also cracked, that also leaks on the floor. There you go. Like the word nest. It's an acronym. It stands for Non-Biological Extraterrestrial Species Treaty. They make me memorize that for my job, so now you know what it is too. Come to the park all the time. You ever actually stop and look at the plaque for Lou Wasserman? Or why this man has a statue in the middle of our park? We got to appreciate Lou Wasserman for just a moment. The CEO of MCA Records in the 1950s, who became the ultimate CEO head of Universal Studios, the movie company, saved it from its not doing so well to bring it back to life and making it great.
We are now getting a special show of the Beat Builders, which is pretty awesome.
Originally, when we were coming up with the theme for the show, construction felt like an obvious theme for an ever-expanding and improving theme park. And then percussion for me, as a percussionist, I think everyone kind of innately connects to drumming and drums. And so merging those two things together, those two ideas, we came up with the Beat Builder show. These guys create all these sounds live. Everything that we have here on the construction site was bought at a hardware store, or one of our favorite things to do is dumpster dive backstage and find kind of unique things that are going to create some different sounds for you guys to enjoy. This is affectionately known as the Rockenspiel, which is taken from a set of bells, or a glockenspiel in percussion world, and we call it a Rockenspiel because it rocks. And we pitched these hours spent inside Home Depot pitching these different wrenches to give us what feels like an octave of sounds. It's not quite there, but it's enough for rock. Also attached to the scaffolding, we have pipes that are specifically pitched to the last song that we play within the show. The pitches themselves are a D, A, a D, and an A. And we actually have to use the math to find out the nodal points of those, the way that they're hanging, to create the different pitches. Again, something that the guests wouldn't consciously recognize, but again, something that we're doing at that next level to kind of to match the music that we're playing to in those last tracks.
Yeah, step one, place firmly against the stud. Roasted. Yeah.
Guys, we got a real problem.
Yeah, the Starbucks supposed to be across the lake. You see the stuff?
Oh yeah, now what are we gonna do? Stud? Finnegan!
They gotta be good.
Hold up, guys, come on. The boss is on his way. Who? The boss. The big guy. We should probably stay and look busy. Yeah. Universal with the Beat Builders. We have to see y'all at our next construction project. Thank you, Orlando, and good night.
Now we are headed over to the new Universal Legacy store. So we're going by the new Universal Studios store right now. We're coming up on the Universal Legacy store. So this is where the old Universal store used to be, and so they opened this up when they opened up the new store.
Now the store within the store here is our personalization products that we do in here. Personalized products, specifically in the Potter products. And right here is kind of an example of all the different items that we do. You basically get your name on any of the leather-bound journals that we do. Also have the leather tags. We call this our embossing. These items are carried both in Diagon Alley as well as Hogsmeade. You can pick them out and purchase them there. You can send them up to the front of the park through package pickup, ship them home if you don't want to carry them. We also have our heat press, which you can't really see it if I turn it around a little bit. you can put your name on the back of some of our key Potter items that we have. We've got the t-shirt, we've got some sweatshirts, got some other really neat items that we can do the heat press with. And we do some keychain embroidery or engraving as well, where you can get your names added to some really cool Potter keychains. And then the newest one that we're really excited about is the embroidery, which is, you can see on some of the backpacks that we've got here, the ties that we've got here, and probably the one that we're most excited about is the fact that we are now embroidering robes.
Oh, wow.
So you guys probably got asked what your house was, and you were probably wondering why they're asking us for that. So as a compliment from the event, as well as from us and the merchandise team here at Islands of Adventure, we got you all your own personalized robe.
What?
Matching back to the house that you selected.
Oh my God.
That's so cool.
And also, kind of the cream on the top here is the package wrapping that you see there, is the Potter package wrapping that we also offer. We offer that year-round, not just during the holidays, so if you ever wanted to buy a gift, ship it back to family members and have it wrapped with your favorite house colors. We have 3 different options available for that as well. So we offer that in Hogsmeade and in Diagon Alley.
Wow. You guys.
Thank you.
Christmas, everybody.
Woo! Today was awesome. Thank you so much to Melissa and Derek at Universal for having us out. It was a really awesome day to get to see behind the scenes on some rides and learn more about the Born Stuntacular and just experience Universal in a totally different way. It really increases my love of the parks, and just I'm in awe of everything that goes on to make these parks awesome for us guests. And then getting the robe, and a personalized robe was just the icing on the cake. I've never had a robe before, so I'm so excited for this. Y'all be looking for a unboxing video of the robe because I'm so excited, and it's packaged so cute. You can't tell I'm excited. I also wanted to give a shout out to our VIP tour guide, Matt. He was fantastic. Yeah, if you ever want to do a VIP tour, I really recommend it. They have private ones and non-private ones, but it's still a small group, and you just learn so much about the different rides. And you get express pass for the rest of the day. So if you do your tour in the morning, you can spend the rest of the day at the park and have express pass. It was awesome. I've never done any sort of VIP tour experience, and it was so cool to learn everything and get to see some behind the scenes things. Thank y'all so much for watching. Wear your mask, wash your hands, be safe, and we'll see you later.